Welcome back. The University of Michigan says their IT team has made significant progress as they work to reconnect the university to the internet tonight. According to the school, their network was separated from the internet due to a significant security concern on Sunday.
University President Santa Ono said campus police and even federal law enforcement are investigating. But for now, tens of thousands of students and faculty across all three U of M campuses just have to get through their day without the internet.
Well, here now to discuss this issue with us is David Derigiotis, Chief Insurance Officer with Embroker, with years of cybersecurity experience. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
So on the first day of school, essentially, right before the first day, what would force, in your opinion, a major university to shut down the internet?
What a welcome back to school for all those kids. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it's important not to jump to conclusions. They've been very careful, the University of Michigan, about the information that they're releasing. They're trying to give regular updates. But things break. Technology does break. In 2016, we saw Southwest Airlines experience a huge router failure that resulted in days of downtime, 2,300 flights canceled, millions of dollars of lost business. So it's important that we don't jump to conclusions. However, there are little bits of nuggets that they are sharing within that PR statement that they're making. They did notify law enforcement. That's very interesting. You wouldn't do that unless there's some criminal activity involved. They have their cybersecurity professionals working on it. Again, another small indicator that they're giving us. Ransomware attacks, it's a huge moneymaker for criminals. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what this turned out to be.
As you mentioned, we don't know for sure that this was a ransomware attack, but there are some red flags there that imply as such. We do know, though, there have been many ransomware attacks against universities and schools specifically, dozens, in fact. Why are they such a target for this?
They can be low-hanging fruit. Universities are great. There's so much device turnover that you see in those types of environments. New students coming in, students leaving, all sorts of different access to tablets, laptops, phones. So it creates a very complex IT environment for anybody that's in the cybersecurity field trying to protect that. A lot of times they don't have the budget allocated and dedicated to cybersecurity services, despite these huge grants and huge overall funding that they do receive. A lot of times cybersecurity is left behind. They have a lot of data. Think about the intellectual property, the research projects that are being worked on, the students, all of the professors, the staff. A lot of financial rich data, a lot of personally identifiable information. That's a great target.
It's affecting about 120,000 people at all three of their campuses, and we're seeing this more and more. How serious of an issue is this as a whole as we rely more and more on the internet?
Last month, for the month of July, we saw a record number of ransomware attacks take place, and that's just what was reported. That's just what was reported. As you mentioned, there's a lot that goes under the radar that you never hear about because people quietly pay the ransom and it goes away. These are only going to continue to increase. School's not the same as what it was many years ago. You're not sitting in a classroom with a chalkboard and the teacher at the front of the class with a book that's opened up in front of you. So much of what we do is online. A lot of what we do is digital. And when that's impacted, it disrupts everything.
So do we know who tends to be behind these kinds of attacks? Is it an organized criminal enterprise or some dude in his basement?
Yeah, a lot of times they are very well-run, efficient, organized criminal operations. They have customer service that will help walk you through how to incur or get Bitcoin, make the payment. They're there to help give you access back. You know, that's if they do give you access back, that is. But they are well-funded. They're structured just like any corporate entity is within the United States or across the world, and their objective is to make money.
Again, we don't know what exactly is going on with the University of Michigan. They're being very guarded with their comments. But when we look at this situation as we stand here today, what exactly is the IT team doing at this hour, in your opinion? What would an IT team be doing through this process?
So typically, when there's a threat actor involved, somebody's in the system where they've locked you out, you're figuring out how do we get that threat actor out of our system? How do we restore access? How do we get data up and running so that we can have our clients, our customers, our employees get access to that? It's all about remediation. They're going through and making sure that there's still not somebody in the system. Again, we don't know if somebody is in the system. We don't know the nature of it specifically, but those are the types of things that security professionals and IT professionals are looking to do: secure it and regain access.
So when it is a ransomware attack, to your knowledge, do universities or businesses, do they tend to solve the problem and beat the hacker, or do they tend to just pay it?
I've seen both take place. Organizations that are have a good plan in place, that are well prepared for these types of incidents, they're able to navigate and get through it without making that payment. The problem is when you don't have that plan in place, you don't back up your data, you don't have that incident response plan in place, that's where you can run into issues, and that's when you're almost forced to make the payment if you want to continue operating the business.
Wow.
We're still waiting to see, of course, what exactly is going on at the University of Michigan as they are remaining without internet for a few days here, and it could take even more days for them to restore that internet and Wi-Fi access. Well, cybersecurity expert David Derigiotis, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.